Christmas, I decided to do a marker challenge where I used all 136 of my Ohuhu brush markers. So here I have two different sets. I've got my just basic 100 marker set and then a skin tone set. I have everything organized into a box, and then I have a separate tin where I'm going to put the markers when I'm done using them. So here I just have my drawing that I already pre-made and put some Christmas themed washi tape on the sides to just tape it down, and then I'm going to start coloring the drawing. So I just started at first with a light skin tone just to give it a base layer on the face, and for this I tried to make the illustration very Christmassy themed because after all, Christmas is just one day away. I can hardly believe it though. So this challenge I've been wanting to do for a little bit now because I saw another artist do this with their Ohuhu alcohol-based markers. Here I'm using water-based markers though. So I wanted to do this, and I decided to, but I figured, hey, if I'm gonna do it, then I might as well do it Christmassy. And it was quite the challenge to do this because I had to layer so many markers, and there were so many different tones and shades and tints and basically every color you could think of. So I had to make sure that everything looked cohesive, and by this time I only had used 3 markers and everything was already looking muddy and a little chaotic on the face. The colors just weren't blending right, and I was kind of worried about it, but I just kept trying because I really wanted to get this challenge done because I was quite motivated at the time. This was right before I ate dinner, so I had some hunger that kept me motivated. So then I just did a light color for the hair and left some highlights. Again, I'm just doing the light colors for base because I knew that I had some darker colors on my hands too that would darken up the picture real quickly, so I had to be very careful with that. And then at this point I was figuring that I would just use all of my greens in the tree, and I didn't think it was going to be that big of a problem. Well, I kind of underestimated how many greens I had. Like, this challenge was just crazy because I didn't realize how many of the same type of color I had for like each color. I had so many that I had to color only very small portions of the drawing in certain colors, so I had room for all the other colors. But I also thought that I was going to use a lot of the colors on the background, so I didn't need to worry too much about it. So here I was just doing light colors on the tongue and the lips, but then I kind of went outside the lines on the tongue. That was another hard thing in drawing so carefully within the lines. I was kind of being messy. Got her teeth a little pink too on accident. And I accidentally colored her lips a little too dark as well. So here I changed the camera angle again because that was something I was trying to do in this video, was just change up some camera angles and make it all like visually appealing. But I don't know how well I did with that, but it was kind of hard because on my old desk there was a ledge on top where I could set my phone, but in this one there wasn't any, my new one, so I kind of just had to hold the phone with one hand while I was drawing and draw with one hand and then be all messy and it'd be difficult to do, or I could prop it up on something or make sure that it's lean against something, but then it just made camera angles kind of weird. And I also kind of forgot to do widescreen angles sometimes, but hey, that's alright. I wasn't that worried about it. Something different than I usually do. Usually, to show off the highlights and shadows of a color from a natural light source, I just use a white gel pen to put in just a few little highlights and the end result of the drawing. But this time, I took a light pink and a light blue and put the pinks where I thought the light would be directly touching the character, and I put light blue in the parts where I thought there'd be shadow, because that just gives some tone variation, and it also just makes the parts where there's light feel a little bit warmer than the shadows, whereas that would feel a little cooler in tones. But it didn't turn out that noticeable in the end result, but it still did give a little interest, I think. So I was happy that I did that, because I usually don't even think to do something like that. I was looking through my colors, and the tealish color just really popped out to me, as well as the pinks. So I decided to do that with the clothes, and then paired it with some light brown, and then I went in with the background and I did some grass and sun, but I didn't like that very much because it didn't give that winter feel I wanted, so I added trees and colored the background with a pink highlight. Just a pink color, so that it seemed a little bit cooler, and like the cool tones made it look more like Christmassy. I added some snow for some final touches with a paint marker, and here is the satisfying washi tape pulling off my finished Christmas illustration using all 136 markers I had. But first I had to do some gold highlights, of course, because what's Christmas without gold? It's a classic color. And then I did my signature real quick to finish this drawing, and here you go. Here's the end result. I hope you liked this video a lot, and I hope you liked the end result. I'm very proud that I used all 136 of my markers. It was a big challenge, and I'm very, very happy with the end result. So here's a final look at it. Please let me know if you liked this video, and Merry Christmas!